Alright, so welcome in for this, the first match of Day 2, Week 4 of the Unsquashable Premier League. And this first match is in the red, Michael SHELTON-AGAR, and in the grey, we'll call it, that is Upper FATIALOFA. He's the 15-year-old. Just got the entry ranking on the PSA, it's around about 596. So it should be an entertaining contest between these two. Yesterday it was SHELTON-AGAR winning in 5 over Jack Condor. And for Upper FATIALOFA, it was his first time in the competition and he was beaten in straight games, but showed plenty of potential when he took on Glenn Templeton. And helping me with comments today, Hassan. It's going to be quite an interesting contest with the different style of FATIALOFA. He's got a lot of good touch, a little bit different to his brother.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, I mean, it's obviously good to be back commentating. Obviously, it's fun. It's very fun to talk about squash. Considering the matchup, it's very interesting because when Michael's in his element, everything will go his way and he plays very good shots when he needs to and he can pull them out of nowhere. But the question is, will Upper give him the opportunity to do that, or will Upper stick to a strong game plan where he's going to try to keep it tight and keep it away from those hot spots that Michael has? It'll be quite interesting to see how this goes. Yeah, now you've seen this rally. Upper's trying to put the pressure on, but Michael's just returning very well. Obviously, Michael, in terms of in terms of the New Zealand rankings, is slightly higher than Upper, but I would say these two are pretty close in terms of skill. Obviously, I let there because he's turned around.
The thing that you're seeing with Upper FATIALOFA, being a 15-year-old, he can... So just the players there, not quite familiar. I mean, sometimes you do get a little bit mixed up sometimes with a let against a point or a stroke.
It's very good that you stopped the rally early because I've seen it once or twice. If they don't hear the ref and the rally goes on and they have a really good rally and then the ref has to say, "Oh, sorry guys, it's you're gonna have to play a let on that." You know, it's very good to see that quick response in that situation.
The difference between Upper FATIALOFA at 15 and his brother Leo, 17, what you see with Upper is possibly longer rallies. He doesn't mind using touch more so than shot making, and he doesn't mind staying in the rallies a little bit longer than his older brother.
Yeah, he would definitely, in my eyes, be a better... He'd be a guy who'd run on the court a lot more willingly than Leo. Whereas obviously Leo, as we know, has a very wide range of shots that he can play, and the rallies tend to be a bit shorter, whereas Upper, almost in a way I'd describe him as a grinder.
Right.
He'd just run into the ground almost during the rally to get the point.
So the different styles in that sense, that Leo will be a shot maker,
Yep.
whereas Upper will take his time in the shots.
Definitely, yeah.
So let us know where you are around the world. We know we have one Australian watching, one of our regular fans. Thank you very much for coming in.
63 off, there he is.
Yeah, he's here. Good to have.
You're a legend here, mate.
You've seen a lot of squash over these last 4 weeks, but we've appreciated your comments and appreciated having you watching all the squash as well. So thank you very much for tuning in from Australia. And anybody else from around the world, feel free to let us know where you are and to make any comments on the play as well. What you see also from SHELTON-AGAR is he can look down and out completely, yet somehow just chips away and it comes through and wins games like yesterday.
Yeah,
he's got game ball here at the moment.
Yeah. I'd never count him out in any situation.
There you go, taking out the first game as well. It's just a little bit closer on the scoreboard than yesterday for FATIALOFA. He was beaten comprehensively on the scoreboard, but not in every rally, he said. Back now for the second game with SHELTON-AGAR taking the first against Upper FATIALOFA. But some of that support coming through online. Keep it coming for Upper FATIALOFA. Some of the friends coming through. Good to have you guys.
Ultra, let's go.
Yeah.
That's a great name. And obviously it's very... Oh, wow, that's a very high shot.
I don't know where that went, but it went in the wrong direction.
Must not like the ref or something. That was very close.
I don't know if I've seen a shot quite like that before. Slight delay, folks, after the ball went completely the wrong direction. Almost
landed in the coffee machine.
Yeah, almost hit Heather Finlay, the official. Yeah, I haven't really seen a shot like that before.
No. That was a little bit of a out of the usual excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now in this game now, it'll be important for to kind of start to control the rally now. You see as Michael has a 2-point lead, and this point, ooh.
And what Upper FATIALOFA can do is he's very good with subtle drop shots.
Yeah, his front game's pretty strong. But as you can see, Michael's kind of picking up anything that he gives him and he's just moving him to the back. There's actually not much of the rally at the front. You see, there's maybe one drop shot and then goes straight to the back. So he's not actually getting a chance to play his drop shots. Oh, might see one now.
It's a nice shot down the line.
Good shot though. Yeah.
The thing is, the way he hit that was with his racket out in front. It wasn't almost a stroke, it was almost a cricket shot.
Yeah, it's a flick of the wrist. I would say it probably was a little bit of a almost a tactic to throw Michael off, thinking he's going to go into the front, whereas the ball pops out towards the left.
What we're seeing from Upper FATIALOFA is actually quite a good squash brain for such a young player.
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, some of the guys in this Unsquashable Premier League, the really young guys, they're actually ridiculously smart in terms of squash IQ, and you can see that on court especially. It's very, very good to watch.
So what we're seeing is a lot of potential, it just needs to be harnessed.
Yeah, and at a place like this, like earlier we were talking about playing on the glass court, it's really good for these young ones who have really good squash minds to be able to play on a court like this and try to figure out what it's like.
Indeed, and good to have a player such as SHELTON-AGAR.
Yeah, definitely. With Michael, I don't know him too much personally, but I do know that he was part of the Auckland junior squads, and obviously I think he might have been in contention for the New Zealand junior squads when he was back in the under-19 age range. So he's he's not new to the junior environment and the tough standards and competition that it has.
Yeah, just the different style as well. It's not like you're playing against another junior style, which sometimes is a little similar for players. He's a little bit different in the way he plays, which is a good thing.
Yeah. So the score's locked up at 7-all. It'll be interesting to see which player come out on top of this game. It's a very important game for both of them. I'd say probably a bit more for Upper, especially considering since Michael's got the first one. So this is a pivotal turning point. As you can see, Upper got that point there. Very good for Upper.
And good to have Sina Roberts, who's been a regular over the last few weeks with us as well. Good support there, Sina, and thank you very much for tuning in and watching, making a comment as well. Ooh, almost. So, in the second game, it is Upper FATIALOFA keeping it tight. And this is good, this is what he's got to learn, is keep it tight, don't go for anything too flashy.
Yeah. If it was his brother, I wouldn't be expecting that.
The tweener.
The smart shot down the middle, but then Michael with the between the legs.
Okay, so 9-8. Now, this is an interesting one for Upper. 2 points away from a game. Is he going to go for his shots or... Oh, 1 point away from a game. So if he can keep it consistent, he can take this game.
Yeah, I think he's going to set this rally up quite nicely, and then as soon as he has the opportunity to go for the drop or go for something that has a point like you see there, he just got, there we go, there's the setup, but he's still, Michael's still in it.
Oh, good recovery. Oh,
he's still there. Oh, is he going? It's a smart shot.
Oh, that's a nice return for Upper FATIALOFA, coming back with the second game after dropping the first to Michael SHELTON-AGAR. Let's go back into the third game.
Oh, what a shot. That's perfect timing. Oh, what a shot.
I think Upper FATIALOFA is just like, oh my goodness, what happened there? We've had a tweener between the legs, we've had around the back, and we've had everything from Michael SHELTON-AGAR in this contest so far. It was SHELTON-AGAR.
The hell, we got a running rally?
Oh, nice play. SHELTON-AGAR won the first game. It was 11-7, and Upper FATIALOFA, the 15-year-old, came back to win the second 11-8. But SHELTON-AGAR's got a decent lead in the third.
Yeah, he jumped straight out, 6 points in, and now Upper's got his first point of return off an error by Michael at the front. So, very hard position for Upper. Let's see, hopefully he can come back. Oh.
Well, what we've seen so far in this third game is the experience of SHELTON-AGAR coming through, speeding it up, slowing it down.
Yeah, his variation of pace has been very good. You'll see he won't be slamming it as hard to the back, like in that shot, and it just dies in the back.
Yeah, up to an 8-1 lead now.
Whereas he'll up the pace when he wants to put the pressure on, but in situations like that he can just, I wouldn't say hit softly, but he would be able to have a lower pace and it would still bounce off to the back quite nicely.
That's the experience of someone 21 years old who plays a lot of club sport.
Yeah, definitely.
Rather than a player such as Upper, who's at the higher point of his juniors of the age group.
Yeah, and very competitive tournaments Upper would actually play in compared to Michael. Due to his young age groups, I could be playing junior nationals and junior open. Obviously, in the current situation, I think New Zealand Junior Open's actually been cancelled, but something to look forward to for Upper this year would be secondary school nationals, obviously, because he plays for Auckland Grammar and they would be one of the top seeds going into the tournament. So there's at least something on a national level for Upper to look forward to this year in terms of important tournaments for him.
Well, the other thing is that a lot of juniors do play quite similar once they get to a certain standard, whereas Michael doesn't. His style is different.
It's a bit more unique.
So that is the third 11-3 quickfire fashion there, and 11-3 to Michael SHELTON-AGAR. He takes that game and is now up by 2-1 against.
Yeah, so that last game was a very quick game. As you can see now, Upper would be responding quite well because that last game was
it was super quick.
Standards,
Well, let's see if we've got any supporters out there for Upper FATIALOFA. And we've got a couple. See if we've got any more. Henderson Squash Club should be coming through, or they're all asleep. Oh, off the post. Oh, nice play. Yeah, I know it was a big night in Henderson Squash Club last night, the club night. would like to see some of those club members from Henderson coming through and giving a bit of support to their own club member, Upper FATIALOFA.
Yeah, Upper's always been very involved voluntarily into the progress of Henderson, and I mean, it's shown. Like, if I remember last year, they were voted the most successful squash club in Auckland, and
Yes.
possibly, it wasn't New Zealand, but it was in Auckland, definitely.
It was in Auckland. I remember
Yeah.
presenting the award.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he's obviously contributed a lot to that. He's been very active and very vocal in improving the membership and incorporating various programs into their day-to-day squash routine. And I mean,
One thing I do like about the Henderson Squash Club is that Upper FATIALOFA Senior, he phones every he phones. They phone as the president every new member.
yeah, it's actually, it's almost like bringing in people as part of the family. You know, like, it gives you that
Great
gives you
idea.
that feeling. Yeah. It's a very big response from Upper, as expected. Well, actually not as expected. We expected a winning response, but this is a
shot down the
very
backhand side.
dominating response by Upper. It's very good to see. It's be interesting to see how Michael's going to respond to it. You can see that scream of frustration from Michael.
Quite amazing, racing out almost reversal of fortune and reversal of scores from the last game.
Yeah, sure. And now we're going to see Upper using his front game a bit better.
We could be in for a 5-game contest here, albeit that it's been pretty quick so far. Not so many long rallies in the entire match.
Now we're getting a bit more length play going on there.
That's a good shot, one back.
Probably the longest rally of the game so far.
Yeah, just about. Nice play.
I think that was a double. Yeah. Appreciate the honesty by Upper. Yeah, so like, what a shot.
Not quite.
So as we mentioned earlier, Michael never stops when he's down, and as we can see with the past 2-3 rallies, he's still been pushing and fighting even though he's been down by that much. He sets himself. You could see that cheeky setup. You saw that cheeky setup. He turned so he could receive the serve on the forehand, but Upper almost reacted to that and served it well on the wall.
As a 15-year-old, you look at that and you go, how the heck did that happen? It did.
Yeah, see, Michael's still fighting for it after being down. He's still down by quite a bit, but you know, he's not a player who would willingly. Unfortunate, but he's not a player who would willingly drop that last point,
Right.
unless it was some sort of important situation. But now it's quite interesting.
We're into game 5 now, and it's been a real topsy-turvy contest. And players, if I did a quick maths check, they're basically even on points all the way through to the 5th game. Maybe 1 point different. I think it is Michael probably 1 or 2 points ahead if you added up the entire match so far.
Yeah. Obviously, you can see the 3rd and 4th game were just basically topsy-turvy. You had Michael steamrolling Upper in the 3rd game, and then in the 4th game, Upper with the steamroller of Michael, as reflected in the scorelines as well, obviously 11-3 and 11-4. So it'll be interesting to see how this 5th game develops.
Oh, that's loose.
It's Michael with the early lead 2-love. Getting a rally. Pace has increased, intensity's increased, and then there's a nice drop there. Ooh, he's recovering.
That's it, play right into that corner. Upper was close to the front wall, and Michael was able to play it right into the corner. No chance.
Yeah. Oh, it's a shot. Oh, but Michael got that.
That's good.
Oh. Getting a few frame shots here.
It's very scrappy on this rally. Still continuing.
And there's the forehand winner again by Michael. Now he's 4-love up in the 5th game. It'll be really...
So Upper just needs to slow it down, change it back to his pace, because at the moment it is Michael SHELTON-AGAR who's dictating this particular game.
Yeah. Interesting phrases, bang, 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 where the pace has just been increased a lot. Oh!
One back.
There's a response by Upper. But yeah, you'll notice in those first 4 rallies, the pace was very high. It was just bang, bang, bang to the back, and then all cognizant on who hits the front shot. That's the better winner. And in the case of the first 4 rallies, it was Michael. But now you can see there's going to be a bit more variation in pace and a bit more use of height by Michael, and hopefully Upper as well.
We'll let Michael take over on that one. He gave his thoughts, and fair enough. I'd like to see Upper use his backhand down the line a lot more if he gets into position.
Oh, that's very lucky for Upper.
Just as we're saying about the backhand, he hits a forehand.
Jammy winner. Those are called jammy.
But I would like to see that backhand down the line. He can play it well. That's what he can do here. Like that. See, down the line again.
Ooh, would she? Yeah.
I think
it's very, very nice riffing for Michael, obviously.
the thing is, there, you could see that he was trying to get there.
Yeah.
Did he really need to go for the big push into the wall?
I mean, in terms from him, he's just received the no-net for a similar situation. So he's
nice touch.
Oh,
that's a great touch, great angle.
As we were saying before, he's obviously received a no-let for the similar situation before, so he's trying to show that he's making every effort to get to the ball, which, of course, Heather in her reasoning said, I think he would have got to that, and so she's given a let, which is good on Michael's part for showing that effort, hence why he went for the whole shove and trying to go through Upper to get to the ball.
Well, we're at 5-all now on the 5th, after a decent lead for SHELTON-AGAR. A couple of errors, a couple of winners. And Upper FATIALOFA is completely back in it.
Oh, and there was that's gone all the way up. Somebody running to get
Yeah,
there.
I mean, that was his backhand down the line, but this time really didn't seem to time it at all.
Yeah, he's trying to go for it short.
So coming up shortly, we will have Glenn Templeton and Jack Condor. That'll be fun because Glenn makes his way around the court, defies his own size sometimes, against Jack Condor, the human pinball.
Very good nickname for him.
Yeah. Bouncing off the walls, sometimes getting stuck though.
Yeah, no, Glenn and Jack will be interesting.
Yeah.
These next few rallies are very crucial.
Well, that's a good shot.
So that's 7-6 Upper, so these next 2-3
he's done
rallies very important for deciding the result of the game.
A nice comeback. Very nice comeback.
Yeah, definitely. After that quick start from Michael, you wouldn't expect it, but Upper's shown his mental strength, and he's... Oh, what a shot. Okay. It's a very good shot, but ultimately he's going to play a let because they were unsure of the pickup.
Well, great to have the explanations that you're giving us. No, nice to hear from someone who does some riffing.
Yeah, definitely. So he's
Nice.
what a shot.
Gee, he was disguised as well.
Yeah.
You'd think he was going down the line, but he was able to change direction.
Yeah, Michael's very good at showing the opponent something and then hitting something entirely different.
Oh,
he's there.
He's there. Go. He did get it off the ground too.
Oh, what a retrieval. Come on. What a retrieval, but upper. Now he's still back in it.
I don't know how. Oh, that's... Oh, that was fun to watch.
Mate. I think Michael's kicking himself for hitting the ball in a similar area to where Upper was falling over.
Well, that was reminiscent of Paul Cole's efforts that people have seen around the world. That was fantastic stuff. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. Anybody watching?
Oh, man. Oh, it's popped out.
Just remember that upper FATIALOFA might be a little bit bruised. He is also playing tomorrow.
Yeah, he's got a bit of a limp going on, but
He
hopefully
is
it's all skin injuries, nothing too major.
you got plenty more skill. He is just 15 years old.
Yeah, the level of commitment he's shown for his age is very impressive.
Nice shot, Michael. Well controlled.
Oh no. That's interesting because it's been 2 5-setters for Michael back to back as well.
He tends to play them. He just does.
Oh, it's a good drop.
I think you got a call on that one. Well, that was my thought.
Mate, I'm a little bit extracted. So
On your official's hat, what do you think?
I didn't actually see the drops, I wouldn't be able to tell, but honestly, it's interesting because John.Duggan, obviously, the person who runs this tournament, told me when I started riffing the second week, he said there's a general rule: if one player reacts and the other one's quiet, then it's the wrong call. But if we've got slippage.
These guys really putting everything into it.
Huh? What?
These guys putting everything into it. They're in the Division 1, for want of a better phrase.
Yeah.
I guess you could say it's the bottom 4.
Yeah. Still a very high division.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And the top 4, the Premier, well, that's Joel Arscott, Leo FATIALOFA, Tenwa Chalisi, and Elijah Thomas.
Yeah. So as I was saying before, as John was telling me, there's a sort of rule you can go into making calls where, like, if one person's quiet and one person's like arguing, then it's the wrong call. If you've got both players that are arguing, then it's the right call, and both players quiet, it's the right call. So it's very.
That's a good point.
Very
Nice way of
interesting.
summing it up.
Yeah. Obviously, it's from a player perspective. So
Yes.
you could still do the right call, and you'll still have the player obviously argue with it to try get his way, but.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed watching so far, because this is very close and very
10-9
entertaining.
ball.
Players diving all over the show.
Oh, are we going to have a long and short?
Short or long? Here we go, folks.
Oh, surely. Come on, man.
Short or long, people? You want 1 point or you want 3?
Yeah, you want. So it's going to play straight to 13 rather than playing straight to 11. If there's no more win by 2, it's just straight. Whoever gets to 13 points first. It's a system that was used ages ago, and John's brought it back just as a humorous scoring system for this event.
Oh, great angle. Well played. 12-10.
Here we go.
I really hope you have enjoyed this, particularly this last game. It's been entertaining to say the
He's
least.
going to set himself up for a shot. Oh, no.
Might be a racket there.
Yeah.
Foot hunt. Well played there for Upper FATIALOFA, winning in 5 games.
Wow, two 5 sets back to back for Michael.